Good morning, witches. Today's topic is actually something that I probably should have covered a long time ago. So recently I was in a Facebook group for new witches, and I just kind of scroll through and stop on posts about people asking, hey, what's the meaning of this? What do I do with this? Etc. And it makes me feel better about myself because I've been practicing longer than them, so I have this much more knowledge that I can impart. It's kind of nice. So I was recently interacting with a post about moon water, and I realized that it's kind of a hot topic and nobody really has good resources, I guess, to pull from. Even though I've been making moon water for years now, I was explaining it to this one girl and she just kept asking questions, and I was like, okay, all right. So I'm going to go over that today. Moon water, sun water, and I have some storm water too. So I'm going to talk about how to make them and what to use them for. So this is not any new news for most of the people that watch my channel, but it should be a bit of a teaching moment for the people who don't actually know. And if I'm ever on one of those posts again, I can just be like, here you go, here's a whole video, watch this. So, I did a major screw up last night because my moon app said that the full moon was on the night of the 4th, which was also an eclipse, which I'll go over that too. And then the calendar said it was on the night of the 5th, so a few people, especially in that group that I was talking to, a few people are like, it's okay, the full moon technically lasts for like 3 nights. So I'm like, all right. The problem is that I filled this up last night. Because I decided not to do it on the night of the 4th because everything else going on. It was an eclipse, and I didn't really want eclipse water again. Because I made some eclipse water, and there is no joke, eclipse water is extremely chaotic. Powerful, yes, chaotic as hell. So I just wanted some regular full moon water because I've kind of been slacking on that. But as you see, the bottle is empty. I filled it up, I set it out, and I usually get up 3 or 4 times a night. And last night was the first night in over a month that I slept through the night. So, I don't have moon water this month. I might make some new moon water, but I don't have full moon water. So, to begin, this is a really fancy little bottle that I got from the dollar store. It was $1. I painted the bottom of it blue because I didn't really do any other adornments, I guess, and I kind of wanted to make it special. It didn't come with its own cork, so I've been using a cork that I got in a loot crate that looks like a toad man, mushroom little dude, or any other cork will fit. So, you do not need a fancy glass. This came from the dollar store, so it's like dollar store fancy. I have seen a lot more fancy bottles than this being used for moon water, and that's absolutely great. I love the aesthetic. But it's not necessary. You can use a mason jar, you can use a vase, you can use basically, like if you ripped the tags off of this, you could use this, in theory, washed out. I just like it to be clear, right? So the moon will come through the water, and usually it'll come through on the other side, and you can see it reflecting here. So I don't drink my moon water. I didn't really wash out this bottle when I bought it, so it's probably kind of gross inside, but I don't use it for drinking. I use it for a bunch of other stuff, but not drinking. So if you're going to drink the moon water, make sure the glass is clean. I should have cleaned it probably, but I never intended to drink it. So, get yourself a glass. I fill it to about here so that it doesn't bottle with my cork, get in the way of things. I just can't words today. And then I take mine and put it out on the balcony because I'm fancy enough to have a balcony. You can put it out on your doorstep. You can put it in the windowsill. I like to actually take it outside because I don't have any windows that really get moonlight. And I feel like outside you're much closer to the moon than through a window. And I just take it out and I'll set it in between the slats where the moon is coming through at the moment, and I kind of know that it'll get a couple good hours as it moves across the sky. And no, I do not leave it out all night. There was a couple questions on that same thread about how long to leave it out, because you can't get up in the middle of the night or you're not going to wake yourself up early before the sun rises. So I usually put mine out whenever the moon is up, and during the full moon, the moon loves to come up early in the day, so that makes it kind of tricky. But I take mine and I put it out probably 11 or midnight, because it keeps falling on days that I have off, which is kind of great. 11 or midnight, and then I leave it out until 2 or 3 in the morning, because as I say, I usually get up in the middle of the night anyway, and I'll just go get it. You do not want the sun to touch your moon water. At that point, that's what happened this morning. At that point, it is no longer moon water, and the kind of quiet moon energy is all screwed up. So, I don't have any because of that. So, if you need to set an alarm, do whatever, just make sure that you get it before the sun comes up, or the sun touches it at all. If you go out there, you know, and it's dawn and still kind of dark, I just bring that in as fast as you can. As far as putting things in the water, a lot of people will put crystals in there. Do not put selenite, it will dissolve. But amethyst, I believe, and there's a couple others that are not going to dissolve, and if you want it double charged or whatever, with the properties of said crystal, go ahead and put that in there if it'll come out. This one's way too small. But if you have something like this, yeah, a bunch of clear quartz in the bottom of that would be kind of great. If you want to, I guess, flavor it, somebody asked about using lavender, and then said, is the lavender going to be super special because it's been in moon water? I would say, moreover, that your moon water is more special because of the lavender. I don't know what you're going to do with old soggy lavender sticks, but if you want to take those out and do something with them, but it will probably flavor it a little bit or give it a lavender smell. I never do any of that stuff, but you can. Just whatever you like to do. So now on the properties of moon water, I usually just use mine for anointing myself before meditations. I'll use it to cleanse. I've made cleansing room sprays with it. I use it to water my plants. If you're using a version that you can drink, go ahead and make tea with it, cook with it if you like. Any of those things. I'm sure there's a million uses for it, but I use mine kind of just mostly for anointing and watering plants. I think that's all for the moon water, since I didn't write myself any notes. Now, onto the sun water. It's much less popular, I think. In fact, I don't know if anybody else does it but me, probably, but I haven't ever really seen it because it's not so mainstream, I guess. Another bottle. I got it at the dollar store. I painted these. I painted the bottom. And this one I put just a little strand of beads on. I wrote sun water on it, but it's mostly worn off. And this one is actually way easier. Now, since I work with Apollo in kind of a more engaged way than I work with Selene or Celeste, it's easier to put it out because there's a lot more sun than there is moon. I just fill this up, put it out in the sun. This one takes a lot less time, 20, 30 minutes, an hour. And you can absolutely make sun tea with this, or you can just straight up put your sun tea in the sun, obviously. And then I do use this for also watering my plants to give them some really good sun water energy. I use this for anointing as well. Just more of that energetic, pumped up sun vibes for the sun water. And then lastly, this jar that I've kept using as an example is kind of gross at the bottom, also from the dollar store. But this one is storm water, and there's a lot of places where you're not supposed to collect storm water. I think it has to be so many gallons that they don't want you just hanging on to. But this is like half of this. So it was raining really, really, really hard for a couple weeks, and I just decided, hey, I'm gonna go get some storm water. Never done it before. So I went out and got some, and this one was actually cheating. I got it off the roof because there was just so much, and I didn't want to sit it anywhere and wait that long. But in perfect theory, you should probably set this in direct downpour, like in the middle of the yard. I don't have a yard, so it was just easier. Just set it out there, and it will take a couple hours, so if you don't have like a couple guaranteed hours of rain, you're not gonna get that much. And I like to use this because it's a thunderstorm and it was super chaotic, so this is very special. Where the moon water is like calming and the sun water is energizing, this is straight chaos. So I don't use this to water my plants. Not only is it rainwater, and I'm not like, yeah, plants live outside, but I don't know how I feel about city rainwater. Do not drink this, like at all, ever. You can see how much shit is just swirling around in there. So don't drink it. And that is my storm water. So since I don't collect that nearly as much, I have a smaller bottle for it. I also have a bottle of seawater, but that's in the other room. And with that one, it was kind of a ritual. The first time I took my boyfriend to the ocean, we collected a bunch of driftwood and shells and stuff, and I got this bottle of ocean water. Which I walked out into the ocean and I cried, and you know, as you do. And then the next year we came back, I switched it out. So I poured the old one back in and I got a new bottle. But we haven't gone to the ocean this year, and I don't know when we're gonna go next year, so the bottle is looking kind of gross inside. Do not drink that one either. And I haven't actually opened it to use it for anything. It just kind of sits on the altar. That's symbolic because it's ocean altar. So that is that for the water. I hope that was entertaining at least and informative to some people, but as I know, there's mostly just seasoned witches watching this account, but that's completely fine. I'm just entertaining myself at this point. Have a wonderful day. I hope you were able to make moon water and not get it spoiled because you didn't wake up. Well, I woke up and then I thought I saw a ghost and I scared myself and forgot about my moon water. Anyhow, everyone have a lovely day, and I will see you sometime soon. Bye-bye.